All right, let's jump into this deep dive. Today we're looking at the Lenovo Tab M10 HD Gen 2 tablet, based on a single review. We want to figure out what's interesting about this gadget, and maybe see how it stacks up against the competition.
Sounds good.
The review is super positive right from the start. The reviewer talks about the tablet being sleek and versatile, like Lenovo is trying to make something that not only works well, but also looks good. It's also an upgrade from the last version.
Oh, yeah.
Which makes me think.
That's a good sign. It means they're building on what they already have, probably addressing some of the feedback they got from users on the previous model.
I like that. So it's like an ongoing conversation with the people who use their products.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get into the display. It's a 10.1-inch HD screen. Pretty standard for tablets. But what caught my eye is this TÜV Rheinland certification. What's the deal with that? I don't see that on every tablet.
So, TÜV Rheinland is this independent organization. They basically test and certify products, making sure they're safe and high quality. In this case, getting that certification means the display has been tested to be easy on the eyes. They've specifically checked that it reduces those harmful blue light emissions that everyone's talking about.
So it's like they're saying, hey, we care about your eye health, which is a big deal these days.
Yeah, definitely. With all the screen time we're getting, it's great to see companies taking eye health seriously.
Now, on to the brains of the operation. This tablet has a MediaTek Helio P22T processor. I'm not a processor whiz, but I know it's an octa-core.
Yeah.
What does that even mean for the average user? Like, could I play games on this thing?
Having an octa-core processor basically means it has 8 cores, like 8 tiny brains, all working together to run the tablet smoothly. It's designed to handle multitasking, having multiple apps open at the same time.
Yeah.
And it can handle some demanding apps, too. Maybe some light gaming, depending on the game.
Okay, so not a slouch when it comes to performance. And to help with all that processing, it's got 4 gigabytes of RAM and 64 gigabytes of storage. And the review says the storage can be expanded, too.
That's a nice touch. Gives people options, especially if they want to store a lot of movies or music or whatever.
Right. Now let's talk software. It runs Android 10, but the thing that really jumps out at me is the built-in Google Assistant.
Oh, yeah.
That seems like a game changer.
It is. It basically gives you voice control over your tablet and potentially other smart devices you might have. You can set reminders, play music, even control your thermostat, all hands-free.
So it's like having a personal assistant living inside your tablet. Pretty cool. Yeah. What about entertainment? A lot of people use tablets to watch videos and listen to music.
Right.
This one has a dual speaker system. The review says the sound quality is impressive. They also mention the cameras. It has both front and rear facing cameras. My impression from the review is that the cameras are decent, but maybe not the main focus of this tablet.
I think you're right. Lenovo is marketing this as a good all-rounder, not necessarily a photography specialist. The cameras are there if you need them, but they're probably not going to replace a dedicated camera for serious photographers.
Makes sense. And how's the battery life? Nobody wants a tablet that dies after an hour of use.
The review says it has up to 9 hours of battery life, which is pretty good, especially if you're using it mostly for watching videos like the review suggests.
9 hours? That's solid. I can work with that. Now, this is something that'll pique the interest of parents out there. The tablet has this feature called Kids Mode 4.0. Sounds like a dream come true for parents.
It's basically a separate interface designed just for kids.
Oh, wow.
It gives them access to age-appropriate apps, games, educational content, all curated by Lenovo. And parents can set time limits, track their kids' usage, even customize what content is available.
So it's like a whole separate tablet experience just for kids? Yeah. And what about this eye protection technology they mentioned? Is that part of Kids Mode or is that for everyone?
The eye protection stuff is for everyone. It goes beyond just reducing blue light. They've got features like brightness adjustments that adapt to the ambient light. So the screen isn't too bright in a dark room or too dim in a bright room.
Sorry.
And they've also got this flicker-free display technology. You might not even notice the flickering on some screens, but it can really tire your eyes out over time.
I've heard of that. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So they're really thinking about every aspect of eye comfort. And what else does this tablet have? Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, all that good stuff.
Yeah, it's got all the basics covered. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, a headphone jack. It's also pretty lightweight and thin, so it seems like it would be easy to take with you.
Portable, that's always a plus. And they've got a few different color options.
Yeah.
But what I really like is their focus on sustainability. The review mentions recycled packaging, which is a good start.
Definitely. And they're also pushing these reduced blue light and eye comfort certifications, showing that they're concerned about the environmental impact of their products.
It's good to see a company thinking about the bigger picture, not just about making a cool gadget, but about making one that's good for people and the planet.
Absolutely.
So we've covered the basics of the Lenovo Tab M10 HD Gen 2. But now I want to dive deeper into this idea of technology for well-being.
Okay, yeah.
Stay tuned, because when we come back, we're going to explore how Lenovo is leading the charge in creating a more mindful tech experience.
Welcome back. We've talked about the Lenovo Tab M10 HD Gen 2, all its features, how it looks. But now I kind of want to zoom out, look at the bigger picture. Like, this whole idea of tech being good for you, not just a cool gadget. Lenovo seems to be making this tablet with the user's well-being in mind, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think you're right. We're seeing more and more tech companies trying to make products that fit into our lives in a healthier way, not just focusing on specs and how fast it is.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're saying, hey, you're going to spend hours with this thing, so we made it as comfortable to use as possible, like that posture reminder thing we talked about. Oh, right. Yeah, that's a good example. They're encouraging good habits, even when you're just chilling with your tablet. I think this whole focus on well-being, it's not just a trend, I think people are genuinely more aware of how tech affects them, like screen time, eye strain, all that stuff. So they're looking for products that address those concerns.
So companies like Lenovo are realizing, hey, people care about this stuff. We better make products that reflect that.
Exactly. It's becoming a selling point, People want tech that's good for them, even if it costs a bit more.
Makes sense. It's like putting your money where your values are,
yeah.
Right? And it's not just about personal well-being either. Lenovo is also doing that recycled packaging, responsible manufacturing.
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, for sure. Sustainability is huge these days. People want to know that the products they buy aren't harming the planet.
So the Tab M10, with the recycled packaging and all that,
yeah,
it's kind of like a step in the right direction.
Definitely. It shows they're thinking about the whole life cycle of the product, from the materials they use to what happens to it when people are done with it.
That's great to hear. So who do you think is the perfect person for this tablet? Who would benefit the most from all these well-being and sustainability features?
Well, I think it could appeal to a lot of people. Parents, for example, who are worried about their kids spending too much time on screens. The kids mode and the eye protection features, that's a big selling point for families.
Yeah, for sure. It's like a tablet the whole family can feel good about using.
Right. And then you've got students, people who work from home, anyone who needs a portable device that's comfortable to use for long periods. The long battery life, the eye comfort stuff, that's a big plus.
And let's not forget people who just want a tablet to relax with. Watch movies, read, whatever.
Yeah, all that. It's a versatile device, and it seems like they've designed it with a lot of different use cases in mind. What's interesting to me is this blurring of the lines between work, play, and well-being. It's not just a work tool or a toy, it's kind of both.
I see what you mean. It's like they're trying to make a tablet that fits seamlessly into every part of your life.
Exactly, and I think that's a really positive development.
Yeah, I agree. It's a nice change from the old way of thinking, where tech was all about being faster, more powerful, all that. But speaking of power, there's one thing I want to delve into a little deeper. That TÜV Rheinland certification for eye comfort. It's cool that they've got it, but I'm curious about the actual science behind it. Like, what's going on in our eyes when we stare at screens all day? And how can technology help with that? Let's take a closer look at the science of eye comfort and how Lenovo is using that knowledge to create a better viewing experience. Okay, so we're back and ready to talk about eye comfort. We've been mentioning it a lot with this Lenovo Tab M10 HD Gen 2. It seems like Lenovo is really trying to make a tablet that's easy on the eyes. But I want to understand the science behind all of this, like what's actually happening in our eyes when we're glued to our screens all day.
That's a good question, and it's something more and more people are starting to think about. The thing is, our eyes weren't really meant to be staring at screens up close for hours on end.
Right.
And all that screen time can lead to something called digital eye strain.
Digital eye strain. Is that like a fancy way of saying my eyes hurt?
Pretty much. It's that tired, achy feeling you get after looking at screens for too long. And it can be anything from dry eyes to headaches to blurred vision, even neck and shoulder pain sometimes.
Yeah, I didn't realize it could be that serious. So what is it about screens that causes all these problems?
Well, one thing is the blue light that screens give off. Blue light has a shorter wavelength than other colors, so it can reach deeper into your eye and affect the retina. and that can mess with your sleep cycle.
Oh, so that's why I have trouble sleeping after scrolling on my phone before bed.
Exactly. But it's not just the blue light, it's also how we use our devices. Holding them too close, staring at them for hours without a break, using them in dim lighting, all that stuff adds up.
Makes sense. So, is there anything we can do about it, besides just, throwing our tablets away?
Don't worry, it's not that drastic. There are definitely things you can do to protect your eyes. Taking breaks, looking at something far away every 20 minutes or so, using blue light filters, adjusting the screen brightness. Those are all good habits to get into.
Right. Those make sense. And it seems like Lenovo's trying to help with that, too, with features like the TÜV Rheinland certification.
Yeah, exactly. That certification means the tablet has been tested and meets certain standards for eye comfort, like reduced blue light, no flickering, adjustable brightness.
So it's like they've designed this tablet with our eye health in mind, which is pretty cool.
I think so. It's great to see a company taking this stuff seriously.
Yeah, for sure. It's not just about selling a product. It's about thinking about the people who are using it.
I agree. And hopefully this is a trend that continues, More companies putting well-being first.
Well said. So, we've learned a lot today about the Lenovo Tab M10 HD Gen 2. We talked about the features, the design, the tech behind it all. But the biggest takeaway for me is this whole idea of technology that's actually good for you.
I agree. That's the most exciting part for me, too.
It's not just about being connected. It's about being connected in a way that's mindful and healthy. And the Tab M10 seems like a big step in that direction.
Definitely.
So, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you learned something new today. And until next time, take care of yourselves and take care of your eyes.